we'll see Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles taking on Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Opened back in 2003, have a look at the Lincoln Financial Field, where 70,000 are rocking and ready to go in Philadelphia. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this. Second down, here's a run with Bigsby. What a spin. And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on third down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Barkley, inside handoff. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
On fourth down, punt coming from Braden Mann. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 6 catches, 63 yards.
This defense is ranked near the bottom of the league against the pass. You get the sense that he feels like if he gets covered on any call, he's going to be upset. He thinks he should be open on every snap in this game.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. He had a great strong move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be second down. You look at this Eagle defense. They were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
One thing you always look for when you're evaluating a defense, how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get? How about last week's game? The number was 6. Phenomenal performance.
And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up third down. That one too wide and incomplete. On fourth down, on is Logan Cook to punt. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line. Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know, he put those big cans down on the sideline and angled for him and shot for him. Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. So a little more space to operate now. 1st and 10 from right around the 12. From the gun, Bigsby. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. second down and 3. And Bigsby once more. Here comes third and the length of the football. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. On third down, here's Bigsby. Fighting through. Still going. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that first down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's a give to Bigsby. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. On the carry, Bigsby. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Now a handoff to Bigsby. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up third downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guarantee you, it started in the offseason. Third down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. A run here with Bigsby. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. Second down. Now Saquon Barkley, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
On the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Here's Bigsby. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. The Jaguars going to go. Here's Braden Mann now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They've Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. Open man is Myers. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down. On the delay, it's Mixon. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. 3rd and 2, now Lawrence. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Now Lawrence. That's caught. It's Strange, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it's second down. Here's Lawrence. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Washington. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing again here, it's Lawrence. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. And his kick is right there. It's good. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. Our score as we ready for the dynamic kickoff. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 up to the 33. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's doing his thing. He's got some good yardage, but his team right now in the second quarter, 0 points.
Just not a complete formula. Half of it's there, being able to run the ball and set the tone. Wonder if they may have to go to some play action, throw off the run game, and try and get the ball in the end zone.
I was just going to ask you that same thing. Maybe use that run now to set up the pass, right?
I would think so, because the run has been very effective for them.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. Just one field goal and a tightly played first half as we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he is going to dive to the turf. Boy, a strange return there. And they're going to start with really terrible field position. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. So out of the locker rooms here they come, their first drive of the 3rd quarter. And Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one and set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
That's complete. It's the rookie from USC. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Hurts steps away. Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. That's caught at the 25. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. That's going to be caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Eagles offense staying out there. Of course, Hurts always a threat to run. They'll go for 2. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion. But still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do. And don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense.
Yeah,
right?
that's true. You've said that before. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Now Lawrence. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Patrick. And that'll get him the first down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant. Inside handoff to Mixon. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. On play action, Lawrence. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
78 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Another run by Bigsby. And they'll bring him down 1 yard shy after a pickup of 4.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it. But in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. On 1st and 10, it's Bigsby. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Here's 2nd and 3. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll set up to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, look at the juke. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down. Motion left, Smith. third quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams. And he will take this one in for an Eagle touchdown. His second rushing touchdown on the campaign and fourth overall. And the Eagles will add to their fourth quarter lead. Here we go now as we get set for a big two-point conversion. And the slot man goes in motion left. They're going to run it left. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for two. You know, we've discussed this before, and we've seen it in practices. Extra periods being put in for the offense on these two-point tries. But the defense, they're beefing up their support as well in practice.
They absolutely have to. If people are going to go for two and try and gain those advantages and make it tougher on your team as the game goes along, you have to be in a position to stop those. You can't let them get the advantage. So, yes, the defensive teams, they're putting in that extra time on two-point plays as well.
Lawrence's throw there complete to Myers. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Lawrence. It's Myers again with another catch. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up. They've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Mixon with a first down carry. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. Now Lawrence to throw. Oh, Washington with a great effort to nab that one. Well, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jalen Phillips in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Lawrence will throw. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Eagles have recovered. And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
Now, somehow he was able to sidestep that first tackler, but still hit and taken down behind the line. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Up the middle with Barkley. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? They'll set up a throw, sliding out of the pocket. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Jags take over in terrific field position.
This is 1st and 10. Back to throw. Lawrence.
Gets this one to Morris.
Here comes 2nd down. Lawrence. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. Well, you don't have to beg the Philly faithful to make noise. On their feet for 3rd down.
That is caught. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10.
Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
If you've been waiting all day for this Sunday nighter's been worth the wait. It's 3rd down here. Here's Lawrence.
And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute. Extra point attempt to follow here. And the lead is down to 2. That time a 6-play drive. So there is still time, a little over 50 seconds to go, but this becomes a critical onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it.
Dancing to his left. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
They'll look to throw.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
The kick by Elliott is good. And that's going to up the lead to 15-10.
So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
So here now, Lawrence and the Jaguars down by 5, a little over 30 seconds remaining. They've got to travel the full 75 yards, and time is obviously a huge factor here. 1st and 10. taken down. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Throwing now, Lawrence. And this one is incomplete.
Probably time for 2 more shots, and ideally, they'd like to get to midfield or so they have a chance at a Hail Mary on the final play.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Well, this is getting close to a no-win situation now. They've got one final shot. They're on their end of the field, and it's 4th and long. This might require a little extra razzle-dazzle to get it done.
He's going to let it fly. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to put him a touchdown and a 2-point conversion up. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that'll push the lead up to 8. As just a one-play drive and then 3 points tacked on to the end of it. That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
Yeah, Main Street's celebrating right now with him, aren't they? I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
Final shot now for Lawrence. And oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner. Although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So for Philadelphia, they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Eagles are winners here as we say so long from Philadelphia.